How's it going, fellow gamers? ChaosEclipse here. We are back on Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic. As you can see, a couple things look different here on the screen. First things first, we are finally level 40. That opens up a whole new world of things for us. And then the next big mile marker is probably going to be 60. But with 40, we did go ahead and get a whole bunch of new abilities, which I will go over them right now. The video is not going to be too long. I'll try to cut it down as short as I can, just because, you know, I don't want you guys sitting around waiting forever. So these are the abilities we bought. Each one of these costs about a gold and 19 silver, I think. So the price is getting up there, but we are also a lot more rich than we were last time. We were at like 9 something. Which I should have recorded this part and I didn't. I apologize, but I already bought all the things. So our first thing here is Hurricane, which is this one here. It says creates a violent storm in the target area, causing nature damage to enemies every 1 second and increasing the time between attacks of enemies by 20%. So this is the AoE, or I guess one of the casting AoEs. I don't remember if they have other ones. But if you click on it, and this is what I was thinking the last time with the whole tranquility thing, I really thought that you would do this and it would, you could heal wherever. But this is, I guess, just for the Hurricane. So Hurricane, if I say, let's see here. Let's go where there's a group of people real quick. But what it is it's basically an AoE that you can cast. You do have to stand still while casting it. That's why it says channeled. If you are hit or anything, obviously it can be interrupted. But let's say, just like the last time, you know, these two people that we have here, say that there's a tank tanking them and I'm a caster or whatever, and I want to help with a little bit of DPS, but also want to slow them down like it says in there. Well, not slow them down, but it says increases the time between attacks of the enemies by 20%. So if I want to slow their attacking down and still do damage at the same time, I can cast this, which it will do this little cloud here, and it just shows lightning coming down. That is technically hitting them. You just can't see it because they're not what's it called, enemies or anything. So that one's actually pretty cool. Over in the Arathi Highlands where we were getting these here, which is very good for our mana, and then we were also buying these, which is even better for our mana. But now we have Innervate, so I don't have to use mana and I don't have to use these food anymore. So we're going to get rid of all of our food items. If we do keep any food items, it's probably going to be ones like this, where after eating it for so long gives you stamina and other stats, things like that. There's even ones that give you agility. I just haven't learned them yet, haven't found any yet. But I think you can even make some, like through the fishing and the cooking together. So that's another reason why you guys want to level those stats. But Innervate, that is this one here. It says causes a target to regenerate mana equal to 225% of the casting druid's base mana pool over 10 seconds. So if we waste all of our mana real quick, you know what, let's throw a buff on a couple of these guys too. Okay, as you can see, we can't cast it anymore, and that costs 204. We're at 18. If we cast Innervate on ourselves, look at how fast our mana goes back up, guys. So you don't really need it. Now the only downside to this is obviously it is a 3-minute cooldown. But usually if you are in like cat or bear form, you're not going to have to pop out and use Innervate every now and then. At least not on yourself. The main thing you're going to be focused on is just doing DPS or tanking or whatever. As DPS, I have helped out healers before. I don't really focus on the mages or warlocks or anything, depending on how good the healer's doing. If the healer's doing really well, then I won't pay attention to the healer. But a lot of times what I will do is in between mobs, when pulling in like raids or anything like that, I will cast this on the healers. Just to make sure that they have enough of you know, their own mana so that they can, you know, keep healing and stuff like that. And it actually helps you out, because the more you're helping out the group, like if I'm giving this to a healer every time, that healer is going to make sure I'm not dying. Granted, I'm DPS and he should not be focused on that, but if I'm coming in clutch when he's out of mana and he doesn't have any more mana pots, Me casting this on him is going to save him hugely. So it definitely helps out in raids and stuff. Then we have our Moonfire, which is rank 7. You guys know what that is. Our Cower, rank 2. You guys know what that is. We finally have our Dire Bear form here. So the previous one, and I looked at it. You know what? Let me see if it actually shows the previous one in here. I don't think it does. So no, it just goes straight to Dire Bear. It doesn't show the previous form. So the previous form, I'll be able to tell you when I look at this one here. So this one does increasing melee attack power by 120, armor contribution from cloth and leather items by 370%. That is huge. That's, I think, more than double from, yeah. So it's a tiny bit more than double from the other one. And stamina is increased by 25%. So the other one, it still did the 120 melee attack power. It still did the stamina by 25%, but the part that's huge is the armor contribution. So the previous bear form that we got at like level 10, it only did 180%. So 170 is, you know, basically 2 times the 180 plus another 10. So this is more than double what the other one did. If we take a look at our armor contribution here, our total armor at the moment is 1182, and it reduces physical damage taken by 2373 as far as percent. Now, if we go into our bear form, that skyrockets. The armor is now 3,530, and the damage taken is almost half of what you would normally be taken. So the bear form is a huge thing for tanks. It definitely helps out a lot. I don't think there's any other bear form after this one. I think dire bear form is probably the last one. I wish you had some kind of like dire cat form, but they don't do that. It would be pretty cool if you had something like that though. But anyways, let's see here. So that is our dire bear form. We have feline grace now, which is passive. This one here, all it does is while you're in cat form, it reduces damage from falling. So if you're jumping from a really high height or anything, you don't have to worry about as much fall damage while you're in cat form. So if you're like out there and you're doing mining and you're jumping off of mountains and everything, it's not going to be that big of a deal, where if you were not in cat form, you're probably going to die. It's not completely amazing, like it doesn't do like 90% or anything like that, but it does actually help out quite a bit depending on how you're using it. Ferocious Bite, that's rank 2, so you guys know what that is. We have Savage Defense, which is passive. So the Dire Bear form and the Savage Defense are the 2 biggest things for going to level 40. So each time you deal a critical strike while in bear or dire bear form, which I don't know why they have that, because you don't get it until you get your dire bear form. But anyway, while in bear or dire bear form, you gain Savage Defense. It reduces the damage taken from the next physical attack that strikes you by 25% of your attack power. So not only do we already half the physical damage taken, now we are also having, or not having, but we're taking another 25% off of physical attacks that strike us. So, and keep in mind, those are both for physical attacks. So if you're going up against a caster, be very careful, because those are not physical attacks, obviously. But just be careful with that. We have our Mark of the Wild rank 5. You guys know what that is. Rebirth rank 3. You're aware of what that is. And then Rejuvenation and Tranquility, which is 7 and 2. And you know what those are. So definitely some big changes. The other big change is, if we go and take a look at the Druid Trainer, I'll show you guys. But while I'm running over there, we'll go over why the screen looks so different. So the Questie still wasn't working. They have not updated it since the last patch. I downloaded one that I used before, which I completely forgot about it. I didn't even know what it was called, but I came across it when I was looking for a new one. It is this one here. It's called Carbonite. So it actually does quite a bit of different things. It gives you a new map, which that's why the map looks all kind of jacked up. But it's basically the same thing. It gives you this up here, telling you which way you need to be going for the actual quest that you're on, if you're tracking the quest, which we are. And it'll tell you, like, hey, if you need to go to a different area, like right now, technically that quest is in Ironforge. So what it's telling me is use the Stormwind flight path and go to Ironforge. So we will do that here in a second, because we do need to go over there as well. But that is the carbonite one. We also have this one here, which is a best in slot tooltip. That's what BIS means, if anyone is ever curious about that. So this is the configuration table. I know that is a lot to take in. You don't really have to pay attention to this. The main thing that you want to do is just click on it with the left click. I'm probably going to get rid of this one because it's not the one I thought it was before. But if you left click, you can set it to whatever class you're playing. For me, I'm a druid, feral DPS. And I don't remember what PR is, but T7 and T8, those are basically like just different tiers. So it basically shows you what is best in slot for your feral DPS class, and it even shows you like different attachments and slots that you should have with gems and all that. So it's actually pretty cool. I wish it told you like where you actually got the stuff from. So like if I needed to know where to get this band of lights here for my finger, it'd be cool if it was like, hey, you know, pick this up in, you know, Naxxramas, which Naxxramas isn't going to be where that's at because that's a level 80 item. But anyway, but it'd be cool if it actually said stuff like that, you know, like where to actually pick up things, which you can always at least look in here, see what's best for you, and then from there go to your what's it called? Your oh, I can't even think of it. Uh, Not your go to Google basically and just literally type it in Google and see, you know, what it's telling you in Google as far as you know, where to get it and stuff. So it's definitely something that you guys can use, but we are going to get rid of it. I just wanted to show you guys because it is something that we may use in the future. And I figured I'd show it to you now. I'll probably forget all about it though, so I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll see. So we can get rid of that one. Let's see here. This is Attune. This is something that newer players, I would suggest you guys getting if you're not sure how to attune to things. Attuning is basically there's prerequisites for certain dungeons and certain raids and even other things. If you have to have a prerequisite for something, this attune is absolutely amazing. So if you click on it, these are all the things that you would have to attune for at the moment, and it does go all the way to Wrath of the Lich King. It even has a Burning Crusade in here, and it has just the original World of Warcraft like vanilla. So our very first thing here is going to be Molten Core. You can start the Onyxia one around 48 because it says here you have to be at least level 48. But the Molten Core one is probably going to be the first one that you need to do. And basically all it does is it gives you access to the zone, because if you don't have access to the zone, it just won't let you in. So if you guys are trying to do Molten Core, then these are the different things you need to do here, and it tells you exactly what to do. So it says, you know, the minimum level to have this quest, you know, you have to be 55. And then the very first thing, once you're 55, is you venture into Molten Core entry, portal, unlock, blah, blah, blah. And it takes you literally step by step. If you have to kill something, it'll tell you have to kill something. But once those are all done, down here, it'll show it'll show this, but it'll say attuned. And that way, if anyone is like running Molten Core and you want to get in there for the BRD, or I'm sorry, not BRD, that's another part of Molten Core. There's, is it 2 layers? 3 layers? I don't know. Anyway, I haven't done Molten Core in forever, guys. So, you know, I'm probably wrong about everything I'm saying as far as like the whole BRD part. But this part is right. So basically, there's different things that you have to do to attune to them. And yeah, see like this one. This one tells you have to kill this guy in Blackrock Depths or whatever. So there's a whole bunch of different things. But once you're attuned, it'll say attuned. The whole reason for that is because a lot of people, if you're joining a guild or anything, they're going to be like, hey, are you already attuned? And you're like, the hell are you talking about? So this is how you can do it on your own. Some of these things are a bit complicated. They do require you to go into other raids and do other things before getting attuned to the next one. So you'll just have to keep that in mind, that, you know, the best way to do this is start at the top and just kind of work your way down. If you don't want to use this, obviously you can still use Google, guys. The other thing here is we have details. So this is basically what the recount was. You can set it up to where it does which I have it on here. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it on here, but it basically it can show you like your DPS, other people's DPS, how well you're doing, things like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff to this one. I haven't messed around with it too much. I was checking it out a little bit, but I haven't really messed around with it too much. And I got rid of the little box that I had down here. I haven't figured out how to put that back. Maybe I need to enable plugin. Yeah, I think that's it there. I don't know. Anyway, how do I get rid of that now? Disable plugin. There we go. Okay. Nope, and it just went away. But this is also details. This is the main one. It just shows you like all the different things that you can do in here as far as like how to set it up and everything like that. You can have the encounter breakdown, so you can set it to, you know, damage taken per player, you know, things like that. For all of this, I would say this is more of a guild leader type thing, because they need to know how much, you know, people are taking damage. As DPS, like the only thing I need to know is I need to make sure my DPS is up there on top. But as far as like damage being taken per player, I don't need to know that. That's going to be something that, you know, if I'm taking too much damage, I might want to know that and figure out why, but that's not going to tell me why. As a guild leader, you know, if people are dying too often and, you know, things like that, then you can take a look in here. You can see who's standing in the fire and things like that, where they shouldn't be. So it's helpful, but it's not something that I would always use. And then there's always, or not always, there's two other things which, oh look, there it is, the meter popped up. So let's go ahead and get rid of this though. How do I get rid of this? How did I do it before? It's not reset. Okay, well, that's going to stay there for now. No, wait, is it here? I think it's here. Not that. Get out of there. Go. Nope. I just need to scroll over it. Everything, plugins, standard, blah, 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 options panel. No, is it this one? Nope. That one? Nope. Nope. And I don't know. Just right click? No. Go away. There it goes. I think it's here. No, that's not going to help anything either. Anyway, with the one here, the one called Carbonite, this one here, there is a lot more to it. So like right now it shows me exactly where to go and everything like that, which I don't need that at the moment. But it also has this down here, which is called Punks. Basically, it notifies you anytime there are people from the other factions in the area, and it works just like your track humanoids for your cat form. So basically, once they're close enough, it'll pop up here, but you do have to be careful with this one, because if you don't react immediately when it pops up, more than likely it's already going to be too late and they're running up on you. But it at least gives you a tip as to where, hey, you know, if you're like almost dead or something, maybe throw up a heal real quick or something like that. I don't know. But there's definitely different things you can do. The other thing I wanted to point it out here is, so we already did all of our training as the druid. The other thing is this right here. This we talked about at least once, but we didn't go over it too much. So it says learn about dual talent specialization. If you click on this, it tells you dual talent specialization allows you to keep 2 active talent sets. You will be able to easily switch between these 2 specializations. When you switch sets between sets, you'll also gain access to secondary glyph panel and second set of action bars, which cannot be performed in combat and will consume your available resources. So basically, this is if I wanted to be a feral DPS druid and I wanted to do healing as like a second set, I could basically, it'll have like basically 2 trees here. We could do one tree built the way I have it now, and then the other tree in more in just in here. And then I can have like one set of armor. As far as my armor, we can have one set of armor that is based around my druid form. So I have things like my agility, you know, my stamina, things like that with this set. And then my healing set, I can have things like intellect and spirit and stuff like that. But for you to set that up, it does require a purchase, which I can't even purchase it yet. That is 1,000 gold. So we're close, but I'm not gonna just blow that money right away like that. Not even if I if I had the 1,000 gold. The other thing that that I wanted to point out is the auctionator, which isn't really working. I wanted to download Auctioneer, but that one I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not because that one hasn't been updated since the last patch as well. But what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to show the vendor price, which it's doing that, but it's also supposed to run a check on the where are we at? It's also supposed to run a check on the auction house and let you know, hey, this item here is in the auction house and it's selling for this much. So if you want to undercut someone, you should probably put it in the auction house for this much. It's not working right now. So I'm probably going to get rid of the auctionator. It's not working the way I want it to. Auctioneer I've used before. I liked Auctioneer. You can actually go to the auction house and do a scan of the auction house. This one is supposed to do it every 15 minutes. Hasn't done that. I had it set to scan the auction house every time you open the auction house. It hasn't done it every time I've opened it, or it hasn't done it even once. I mean, even without trying to open it. So it's a bit annoying at the moment, but that is the other one. And then I think that's it as far as everything new with the add-ons that I did. That was the attune.
Light be with you.
Let's go to Ironforge, which, why am I flying?
Go with
I'm sorry, guys.
friend.
I don't know why I'm trying to fly there. It's a lot faster to take the tram. It just, like, the loading screens are not bad. They go really fast, and then the tram is just faster in general. Like, it's going to take you less time to get there than flying all the way there. What else? Let's see. Okay, we need to get over to that Dwarven district. There was a what's it called? A rogue earlier that was doing. He was opening lock boxes for free on the steps. So that lockbox that I did have that I showed you guys in one of the other videos, I had him open up the lockbox for me. He was doing it for free. I gave him a tip of like 2 gold, which I didn't really get anything out of it, but most of the time people will tip based on like what they get out of it. I didn't really get crap out of it other than like a green sword that I threw in the auction house. I still put it in the auction house for like 5 gold, but I doubt it's going to sell. So what I'll end up doing is probably just selling it to a vendor. It wasn't like a twink item or anything like that, so it's not really going to matter. But I have the money right now, and obviously if, you know, he's level 80, he's doing it for gold. A level 80 is going to need a lot of gold, especially for repairing their armor and things like that, so I doubt he's just doing that out of the kindness of his heart. So I wanted to make sure that I'm helping him since he's doing it for free anyway. So that's why I did the 2 gold. I could have probably done a lot more than that, but I also need my gold for repairing and obviously buying all of my stuff as far as my talents and everything. Why can't I remember how to get rid of this? So right now I have mine set to DPS. You can see there. You can set it to heals, HPS, like healing per second, things like that. It all depends on what you guys want it set to. Mine is just set to DPS because it also tracks the group that you're in. So if I'm in a group with 4 other people, it'll show me like my DPS versus their DPS. So if I'm doing like, you know, a certain amount and I come in second, then I can take a look at who's in first and what they're doing differently than me. One of the biggest things that I use it for is like I don't really care about other people's DPS because warlocks and mages I think are always going to pretty much out DPS a feral DPS, at least for the most part. But if there's another druid in the group that is another feral DPS and I'm doing way worse than he is, then I might want to take a look at his gear. I might want to see his, like, what his rotation of his actual skills are, things like that, see what he's doing that I'm not doing and how I can, you know, basically get higher DPS out of my build versus what he has. And it could even just be his talents. Maybe he has his talents built different than mine. I mean, there's a lot of different things. So you can see here it's telling me that I'm pointing straight at where we need to go for the quest, but it's also 232 yards away, so that means it's not going to be in here. It's actually going to be around this way. The only bad thing about this one versus quest is when you look at the map, it doesn't show you where on the map the actual quest is, so you just have to kind of go off this arrow thing, which if you don't like the arrow thing, you can turn it off, but then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having the carbonite for the questing. But there's a lot of stuff that the carbonite does that the other one didn't do as well. As far as like you can import the things for the map with like the gather mate, like those two work hand in hand, so it definitely helps out.
Interest you on a pint? What's your
And
back?
complete that quest. Find what? The Theldurin, the Lost. Who is Theldurin? Twilight's Hammer. Lost Guards, which are skeletons there. We could catch him, but they're in their hides. In the Badlands. Okay, yeah, we're not going to the Badlands, so I'm not going to accept this quest. If it was, I mean, it's still related to a quest that we turned in, but if it was, that's weird. If it was related to the quest that we just turned in, then we might do it. I mean, it is related to it, but I mean, like, if it was still, like, within that area, which that one came out of the Arathi Islands. And then you can see here that I don't have any more quests, but that's only because I'm not tracking the other ones. I still have 8 of 25. So if we click on, actually not that. This is the only thing that I don't like about Carbonite at the moment. If you click on your quest log, nothing comes up. You actually have to do it again for your quest comes up, and it looks like crap to me. So this is everything down in Stranglethorn Vale that we're going to end up going and doing, and this is why I've been avoiding that area, because right now everything I have down there is level 40. We just hit level 40, so we're going to click on these to track all of them, and as you can see, they're popping up over here on the side. And then when you look at the map, which this is the Carbonite map, you can use this one instead of this one, but I like the way this one looks. I just don't like the square around it be in the back there, but this is basically the same thing. So if we zoom out here, it does go straight into the world map. You can come and you can take a look at Stranglethorn Vale here. This is another thing that I don't like about it, and that's why I'm not using this map, is so like this right here, it's telling me, hey, one of your objectives is here for page 1, you can find them in this area. The Stranglethorn Vale pages drop anywhere in Stranglethorn Vale. We've been collecting a few just from doing the missions, that's why I picked up this quest so early. So we already have some of them, but basically this whole area should be highlighted, and it's not. We did a lot of questing up here already, so all these are not going to be valid. These are all just telling me about pages that we already have. That one here, that's an actual quest. That is for the Raptor Mastery. This one here, where's that at? I just screwed it by clicking on that. So that one is, I think it might be in this area. Yeah, there it is. So that one's going to be there. So I mean, you can see, like, you know, where the actual highlighted areas are per quest that you have. I just don't like the way it looks, that's why I don't use it. But there are different things in here that you can do as well. The zooming out and the zooming in, like, that's actually pretty cool the way that it's set up. And you can have it use this for your big map instead of using it for the other map. You can also use this as this map, and you can get rid of this one, but it takes up a lot of room up here because it's a lot bigger. I think it's even bigger than this right here. Yeah, I think it ends up being like about that big or something. So when it's up here, it automatically covers a whole bunch of stuff. So you can, I think, resize it, which I had it to about right here. And then I moved this up like this, which you can't even minimize it, so I would have to end up moving that down. Oh, look, it went even smaller. Anyway, the only bad thing about that is your add-ons are around your circular map up here. If you do the square one, the add-ons line up over here and they go behind these, which is annoying for me. So I just don't like messing with all that stuff. I still need to figure out how to get rid of this thing. Resize, freely resize. I don't want to freely resize it. I want to close it. I did it not too long ago. Like, literally, that was how I got rid of it. It's probably somewhere in those settings, but let's see. Map. Or not map. It's just a box. Display. Don't display. Display is not doing anything. Edit grouping. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out again. The other thing that we need to do is we need to get a new mount, level 40. So we definitely have a new mount that we can go get. It's actually going to cost us a bit as well because it's a new mount. So the mount's going to cost us, and then so is a riding skill. Technically, I can do it here in Ironforge. I could have done it in Stormwind, but I want another cat mount like this. So in Stormwind, you get horses. In Ironforge, I believe it's rams. And then I just like the way the cats look. So we are going to go the fastest way to get there, because we don't have like a portal or a direct like flight path to Darnassus. Fastest way to get there is going to be teleporting to Moonglade. And then from here, we're going to do like we did before. We're going to take that flight path to go to Rethrin Village. So it is going to be a little bit of flying from there, but that takes us right outside the portal to get into Darnassus. And then we'll just run in there. We'll run over to the riding trainer, learn that, and then we will pick up our mount. I think the mount is something like 120 gold. And I think the riding skill is something like 60 gold. I don't quote me on that. That's probably way off, but that's what my instincts are telling me, and it's probably wrong. But yeah, either way, it's expensive. And then the same thing's going to happen again at level 60. We're not going to get... Do you get another riding skill? I think it automatically increases at level 60. I don't remember. But anyway, basically, that's why it's our next big thing, is because when you hit 60, you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff that's going to cost you an arm and a leg to buy. Even your skills at that point are going to be really expensive. You're going to be paying like, I think it's like 3 or 4 gold per skill. Which it might even be higher than that, but I'm pretty sure it's around there somewhere. What else? With the whole punks thing here, being able to see other people in the other factions, this thing can throw you off sometimes. So like right now we are flying. If I was down there and Horde was doing this, they were flying over me. I mean, they wouldn't even be able to attack me or anything. It'll still ping them as being close to me. So you'll have to look around as soon as this thing pings and see if you can spot whoever's there. If you don't see anyone, be very careful, because it could more than likely be a rogue, and it just picked him up before he went invisible, because he probably spotted you first and he's already invisible. As you guys can tell, rogues are probably one of the biggest things that I don't like in the game. Great class. I've actually tried it, and it's actually really fun. But they're very sneaky. They the way that they fight, and I'm not saying that they're you know, being pussies or anything because of the way they fight, because that's the whole reason I like the Feral Druid. You can go invisible too, but it's required for them to do that. For you to get the bigger crits, for you to get you know, the drop on people and actually get away with things like that, you have to go invisible. You have to do those things. Don't get me wrong, I've seen rogues that don't go invisible, but the majority of them do. And I mean, that's how their class is built. They're supposed to be thieves. They're supposed to be sneaky. They're rogues. They're assassins. I mean, that's how it works. So I'm not bad-mouthing rogues. I love rogues. It's just they are one of my biggest weaknesses in this game. The other biggest weakness that I have is probably Death Knights. Other than that, I don't think I have a problem with any other classes. Warlocks can be a pain in the butt sometimes, just because of all their dots. But it's usually not that big of a deal as long as you can DPS them faster than the dots are DPSing you. So if you can DPS them down, if you can basically take them out before the dots take you out, you're good. It's usually not that hard. Usually if I'm out in the wild, I won't use my dash too much, because if I get hit by a mage or a rogue, I'm going to sprint straight at them, just so that they're not, you know, casting while I'm running real slow at them and things like that. But with the warlocks, it's not that big of a deal, because you do have the remove curse and you can take off a lot of stuff that they put on you. But some of those are also bad, because if you take them off, it does extra damage to you, so you just have to know which is which and if it's worth it to actually remove it. But you'll learn that as you're playing the game. It just becomes natural after a while. You'll recognize the symbols for the debuffs, and you'll be like, I'm not taking that one off. But I mean, you can still take off the other ones. And then at the same time, like I said, if you can get them down before they get you down, once they're dead, you can start throwing up heals and everything to counter their dots. but you also have to be careful because some of them will res immediately. They have something called I think it's a soul shard, if I remember correctly. They can res immediately, they can res themselves, and they can still take you out if you were like really low on health and you're caught off guard. So just something to be careful about. But all right, this is the riding trainer. So we're gonna learn this, and it's actually 42. So you can see the level is required 40. This one's going to be a skill of 150. So we're going to go ahead and train that. So now we have this thing here called Fast and Furious. Learn the Journeyman riding skill. Is there another riding skill? Would it be in here? No, this is general. Well, I mean, it should still be in here. So you have this one here that is... I'm not going to go over that. That is level 60 though, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even want to click on it because I mean, we'll get to it eventually. And then we have our actual mounts here, and they're extremely cheaper than I remember. I could have swore these were like 120 before. So these are the different ones that we have here. We're going to zoom in. We have this one here. Let's get off our mount because I can't really see. Let's zoom all the way in. So we have this one here, which is the, can't see the name of it, the Swift Mist Saber. We have this one here, which is the Swift Frost Saber. And then we have this one here, which is the Swift Storm Saber. So I've always liked the Storm Saber one. But I kind of want one of these other ones this time. This one is what? The Mist Saber. It's got kind of purple eyes. Now it's kind of green eyes. But I like the red on this one. Like, I mean, this one has it too, though. But do I want to go with the blue shoulder piece or the green shoulder piece? Let's go with this one. So this is the Frost Saber, Swift Frost Saber. We're going to zoom back out.
My goods are of the highest
we are going to buy the Swift Frost Saber. I don't know why that did that. Just right click on it. There we go. We bought it. So now with this one, we're going to learn it. From learning it, we're going to go into our, is it the spell book? I think we ran into this the last time. I couldn't remember where it's at. It's under like pets and things. Pets, here we go. So that was our old one. This is our new one, the Swift Frost Saber here, and we're actually going to put it in the same spot where the other one was. So that's going to get rid of that one. We still have that other mount, but now he's probably never going to be used again. Now, if we come over here, and we're going to start right at this line right here, and we're going to go to our cat form, which is the same speed as our old mount, and we are going to run over to the other side of the bridge. Not here, but over here. So I just want to show you guys how long this takes, which, I mean, is decently fast. It's a lot faster than just running on, you know, your regular like feet or whatever. But if you actually have this mount, which is our level 40 mount, it does go a lot faster. If you're traveling short distances, I would still say use your travel form just because it's going to still be a lot faster. But if you're going a really long distance, it's probably going to be a lot better for you to use a mount like this. And then once you get to 60, like I said, I do think that you get another increased mount speed as well. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for this one, guys. I just want to show you guys everything that happens at level 40. And then now we also have access to Altric Valley, if I'm not mistaken, which, let's see here.
I am listening. Pasha fella.
We still don't. Is Altric, you know what, Altric Valley might be 60.
Great to meet you.
Warsong Gulch, yeah.
Safe travels.
Alright, well, I'll still try to get into some PvP at one of these points in time, guys. At the moment, I still don't think there's going to be enough yet. We might be getting closer. We can do 40 to 49. So there's a bit more people on here, but it doesn't look like anyone is in the area for like the actual PvP stuff. I mean, all these people are doing quests. Blasted Lands. I think that's like a level 50 area. I mean, he might be, I mean, he can do it. He's a rogue. He should be fine. Burning Steps, that makes sense. I'm surprised no one is over where I'm going to go to, Hinterlands. Maybe I'm off about the level area in Hinterlands. Desolate. I think that's a lower area, like 30, 35. Swallow Marsh. It's interesting watching people, like the areas that they're in. Like, I mean, that would end up being me too, is Stranglethorn Vale, so I can do these quests. But I think most of the quests we're going to do is going to be in Hinterlands. But yeah, this is what I was talking about here. It's interesting watching people in like the areas they go to. Red Ridge Mountains. I went back to that area to see what kind of leveling area it was, which if we take a look at the map here. Red Ridge Mountains, that's actually on the other continent. It's in this area somewhere. Where's that? Where's that? Come on. Think. It's not there. It's further down then. It's in this area. Burning Steps. Darkshire. Where is it at? It's like right here. Dustwood. And Red Ridge Mountains. Is it not up over here? Am I thinking of something else? What's to the right of there? Lakeshire. Is this? Yeah, this is Red Ridge Mountains. I don't know why it's not popping up on the map. That's weird. Or at least maybe I'm just scrolling the wrong spot. So I ran through this area to see what level this was. This is like a level high 20s, low 30s area. So it's interesting seeing that that other guy is still over in that area. But I mean, he might just be running through there just trying to get certain items, or maybe he's doing it for an alt or something. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Right now our Hearthstone is still set for Darkshore, so we're going to go back over there. We're probably going to do, like I said, and go to Hinterlands. That might be a 50 area, but we're at least going to go check it out, see what level area it is, because I don't remember, and then we'll end up making our way back to Stranglethorn Vale. At the moment, I just don't want to be over there because I'm looking at all these pages, and then the pages that we have are only these, and that quest is just super annoying. And then I don't think, like I was talking about, I don't think we have any more quests up in this area. Like, I think we've already did all those. So now we need to go to Booty Bay, and we're going to be doing this area. And this area down here is a pain in the butt because of how condensed it is. And then there's going to be horde everywhere as well. So it can just get kind of annoying in that area. So we're going to go check out Hinterlands. Hinterlands, if you guys are wondering, is still on this continent. It is up over here. So this is South Shore. You have your Arathi Highlands over here, which is this area we just did as well. So if the flight path is here for Arathi Highlands, you would run up this way, come into Hillsbraid here. This is where you'll come in. Down this way, which we talked about this. This is the Horde area. This is the Alliance area, but the flight path for us is here. The flight path for them, I think, is here. But anyway, you would come up this way into the Altric Mountains. Nope, not that way. Where am I? Where's that? Where's that? Hinterlands. You do come in this way. Where is the entrance, though? I think it's here. I think you follow this path and it goes up here into, yeah, into the Hinterlands. So we're going to come here. This area has PvP too, but not as much, even though it is right next to a flight path here. You'll run into some horde here, but I've never had an issue in this area, and I like this area. There's some really good drops here. You also get Wildvine, which is not something that we need at the moment, but if I remember correctly, leather workers use Wildvine, even specifically for a quest. So usually it sells pretty good. A lot of people don't know what it's for and things like that. I don't think we're the only, well, not we. I used to be a leather worker, that's why I said we. And I mean even like previously, not just through this playthrough. I used to do the whole, like I was maxed out leather working before. Let's give this person a buff. So Stop it. One of the things that you want to look at, especially with green items, yeah, look at that. There's not even wild vines in here. Is it wild vine? Let me double check real quick. Wild vine. Is it wild vine is one word, maybe? Vine. There it is. So look at that. 2 of them are selling for 20 gold. That is the cheapest one that's, well, that's probably the cheapest one, because there's 4 for 37. So that's 950 a unit. Oh look, the auctionator's kind of working a bit, because that normally doesn't do that. So yeah, that's probably the cheapest one right there. For one of those, it's selling for 9 gold. So we're going to go where the money's at. We're probably going to go to Hinterlands, but like I said, that might be a higher level area. I honestly don't remember. But we're at least going to go check it out, see what level it is. If it is our level, we're probably going to start there, and we'll be jumping between there and Stranglethorn Vale. But like I said, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how the hell to get rid of this window. Wish I knew how. Plugins. Tiny threat? No. Close this window. Hey, found it. Okay, cool. But yeah, so like I said, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down in the comments section. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys have been absolutely amazing as far as liking the videos, you know, helping out with new subs and everything, because I have got new subs and all that. I definitely appreciate all that stuff, guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. But if you are new to the channel and you're still not subscribed, or you're not liking the videos, at least consider doing so. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not really, you know, big on I need 1,000 likes in this video. I may do that in the future. Hopefully I don't go back on that. But at the moment, I'm not really worried about it, just because you guys have already been awesome enough, and you know, I take likes as feedback. If you actually like the video, then yes, like it. If you don't like the video, then no, don't like it. I'm not going to force you to do it. In fact, I would prefer you hit the dislike on the video, because if you're disliking, it lets me know, hey, this video was crap, do something different. So at least lets me know that. And then if you guys do want to know when I'm posting videos, you guys can check out the, I always say check out, it's not check out. You guys can click on the notification bell icon. It will let you guys know how often I'm posting, which so far I've been posting daily. I've been keeping up with World of Warcraft. See, there we go. And then if we go cat and we do track, he's actually right there. So he's already within range. He's actually a pally. He's 4 levels below us, and he's also hurt. So he probably won't attack us. But I'm glad I actually got to show you guys that. So that's actually pretty cool. And it tells you in the area and everything. Now, in outside of cat form, obviously you cannot see him on the mini map or anything. So that's the only reason I jumped into cat form and I tracked humanoid. So now when I go back into cat form, it's automatically going to be tracking humanoids. So that's actually a good thing. I may use that over in the other area and stuff, but I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, what else was I going to say? I was going to point out one other thing. Nothing too bad or anything like that, but it was going to be... Oh, that distracted me so bad. What is it? What is it? What is it? Trying to think here, guys. Trying to think. Was there anything in there? I don't think it was. Was there anything in Hinterlands? No, because we're headed there. We're going to go and find out what's in the Hinterlands, or what level the Hinterlands is. This is why I always take notes and I write things down. Eventually this will go away, guys. You don't have to worry about making it go away on your own. And actually, since that other box is gone, we're actually going to put it back down over here, so it's not just out in the middle. Which, if you want, you can turn that off as well. You don't have to keep that on. What else? What was I talking about? I know I was talking about, you know, thanking you guys and liking the videos and all that stuff. And there is another guy that I actually did not pick up. Now it picked him up. Why did that take so long? He's a druid. I actually picked up 2 people because I didn't see this person either. The druid, definitely a, not a concern or anything, but definitely something to not scoff about, just because he can go invisible like rogues can, and I mean, so can I. What is this? 21? Okay, so that's turn hold. Alright, so we're going to actually run behind this place. I think there's a way to go back over here. Where's that? Okay, yeah, here we go. I think you can run through there, and there's an opening up in the back too, but you don't have to go through there. The hinterlands path up here is kind of hidden. That's why a lot of people don't go here, but it's not that bad of a place. I like the area. What else? What else? What else? It was right on the tip of my tongue, guys. I'm sorry that I, blacked out, basically. That threw me off, and I wanted to make sure that I called that out. So it looks like the druid and whoever that is are traveling together. Alright, so yeah, it might be our area. These are all 40s and stuff. Those guys are the griffins that we just seen. They are up here in the hinterlands. The fact that Emily's name is gone means she's further away. The fact that these guys are still here means that they might be coming this way, or I might be behind them, because they went around the other way. So they might actually be in this area already, and I might be coming up behind them. Nope, never mind. Their names just went away too. So we don't have to worry about them. They're further away now. If those names stayed there, you'd have to be very careful, just because that would mean that you're pretty much on top of them. They're on top of you, and the distance isn't really changing. Alright, let's take a look at some of the enemies here. That's a 42, which he's not an enemy, but this is things that the Horde do as they come and attack these guys. So 42. Okay, so we're not going to be drastically below our area. This would be a good place to start leveling, and then we can always backtrack to Stranglethorn Vale. These quests here are just ones that I still have for the top part of the area. After those, I am completely done with the top part of it. So then we'll end up going back and we'll be doing Booty Bay, which further down you go, it is a little higher in the questing area, or in the questing zone. But as far as my concern, I'm not really concerned. This area here is going to be a higher level than Stranglethorn Vale, but it looks like it's still doable for us. So that's what we're going to do. And we're actually going to come back in here, and we're going to turn off, not that. Options. No, I'm doing all this wrong. Quests. We're gonna untrack all of these so they go away. And then the ones that we pick up, I think, are going to be automatically tracked. Let's find out.
Each day is a blessing. Safe journey.
No, so we're gonna have to pick up all the quests here, and then we'll come back and go back in the thing, and we'll track them from there. Oh, there it goes. It is tracking them. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna drag it out, guys. I was still trying to think of what I was gonna talk to you guys about. Now, honestly, I don't even remember what it was. What'll probably happen is I'll probably watch the video, and then we'll come back to it in the next video or something like that. But thanks for joining me today, guys. Like I said, definitely appreciate it. You guys have been absolutely amazing. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please put it down in the comment section. I would definitely appreciate you guys giving me any type of feedback, whether, like I said, it is liking or disliking the videos. Either way, it definitely helps. So, appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.